dancing hard across the floor. You tell me that you want a little more. The speakers tremble as the pressure climbs. We leave the heavy world so far behind, unlocking every gate inside the mind. The velocity is all we need to find. No looking back toward the empty street. Just surrender to the motion and the heat. Take the chance and elevate the night, guided by the flashing pillars of the light. Higher than the clouds above the town, where the gravity can never pull us down. The chains and let the spirit fly. Write our names across the velvet sky. Everything is moving in a blur. Only this momentum can be pure. Come on, everybody, get your hands up high. Reach for the zenith, touch the wide blue sky. The power is surging through the burning frame. Forget your troubles and forget your name. Push it to the limit, let the engine roar. Keep the heavy bolts right off the door. 130 reasons to be free. Exactly who you want and now the beat. The ticking clock is melted in the blaze. We wander through the sonic purple haze. The shadows vanish in the golden glare. A sudden electricity is in the air. You hold the secret key within your palm. The center of the storm is never calm. Just keep the engine turning in the dark. Ignite the fuel and wait for every spark. Take the chance and elevate the night, guided by the flashing pillars of the light. Higher than the clouds above the town, where the gravity can never pull us down. The chains and let the spirit fly. Write our names across the velvet sky. Everything is moving in a blur. Only this momentum can be pure.
faster than the wind has ever blown. The pavement shivers as I amplify the pace. I see the future looking back into my face. It isn't gentle and it isn't made with silk. It's made of gravel and the stars like spill milk. I'll grab the lightning with my bare and open palms. I've had enough of quiet songs and steady songs. The energy is pouring through broken seas. I'm living louder than the chaos of my dreams. Ignite the engine, let the friction shine a flame. I'm carving out a brand new version of my name. The sky is wide enough to swallow every doubt. I'm laying all the trapped into a thunder out. No looking back into the quay and bitter fall. I'm broken every chain and every iron core. The surge of rising like a tidal wave of light. I'm claiming every single second of the night. Ignite the engine, let the friction turn to flame. The silver dust settles on the windowsill. While the clockwork inside my chest refuses to stay still. I am trotting maps across the velvet dark, looking for the flint to catch a wandering spark. Every shadow is a doorway I have yet to pace, a ghost of a crown fading for its resting place. And the highest calling out my proper name, tearing through the fog and the quiet shame. I wanna bend beneath the weight of the sky. With the fever in my lungs, I am learning how to fly higher than the iron roofs that hold the ground, where the only heavy thing is the glory I have found. They said the clouds were made of hollow glass, that the giants would never let a dreamer pass. But I have sharpened every thought into a blade, cutting through the silence that the doubters made. I am the storm that was promised to the sea, breaking every lock until the soul is free. My pulse is the drum beneath the frozen lake, counting every single breath I am forced to take. The stars are just pearls scattered on the floor. I am walking to the lock and I am kicking down the door. No more secrets buried in the tangled vine. Every inch of the horizon is becoming mine. The air is getting thin and the light is turning gold, trading in the safety for the stories to be told. I can feel the power rising like a sudden tide, leaving all the hesitation on the other side. And the height is calling out my proper name, tearing through the fog and the quiet shame. I will not bend beneath the weight of the sky. With the fever in my lungs, I am learning how to fly higher than the iron roots that hold the ground, where the only heavy thing is the glory I have found. Neon lights are burning bright, the city's alive tonight. 909 snares cut the air, break beats twist and tear. One paths rise like ocean tides, gated chords and midnight rides. Every step's a synchronized dream, lost in the machine.
cuts through the haze, chanting through the senses blaze. Every drop's a meteor, burning at the core. There's no energy locked in tight. Under shoulders we take flight. Neon horizon pulses in time. Melodies climb, we cross the line. There's no energy locked in tight. Synthetic suns ignite the night. Neon horizon pulses in time. Hearts beat wild, souls alive.
The prophets are sleeping in the back of a car, counting the distance to a fading star. You got a mouth full of gravel and a heart full of rain, trying to find a melody to bury the pain. The signpost is broken and the map is a lie, but there is a frequency stitched in the sky. It does not need a reason or a holy name, just a spark in the dark. what you eventually gain. Give voice to the narrow and the hollow bone. Unbind the silence that you called your own. Let the vibration shake the dust from the glass. Watch the shadows lengthen as the hours tag. Speak it out, plain until the air begins to bang.
Syncopated torrents flow. Tap the silence from the frozen air. Catch the lightning in a frantic flare. Start the heartbeat of a frantic rage. Lock inside the thunder of this hollow space. The filter screams against the iron gate, pushing through the pressure of the heavy weight. The foundation travels in the deep below,
where the jagged syncopated torrent flow.
Tear the silence from the fluminate.
cycles more. The sharp incision of a synthetic blade carves a path through the atmospheric beat. Every debt of silence has been fully paid by the frantic motion of the wood and the stakes. The pressure mounts within the hollow chest. A sequence moving faster than the rest. The gears are turning in a frantic race to find a way out of this crowded space. The kind of steeper than it was before, and then the staircase on the ocean floor. Feel the tension winding up the silver coil, rising through the heat of the frantic soil. The spiral climbs into the sky begins to break. Caught its like a giant wave of our own made. It carries us across the border of the night into the grinding gravity of pure white light. No more gravity to hold the spirit down. We are the architects of this sonic town. The velvet weight of golden air presses soft against the skin of day. A heavy blanket woven from the hum of wires humming secrets in the gray. The ground begins to shudder in the blur. A fraction pulse that drifts across the floor. Broken signals catching in the throat of every open window, every door. Stuttering through the warmth of heavy tides. The jagged breath of life begins to break. A shivering ghost of sound that never hides. The restless heart of everything awake. Caught between the stillness and the rush. The velvet blooming through the static haze. A trembling hand inside a holy hush. Lost within the flickering of the maze. Mouths move like shadows on the wall, tracing lines of silk upon the dark. The sound of secrets folding as they fall into the embers of a dying spark. A rhythmic stumble in the steady beat, cutting through the layers of the deep, where all the tangled contradictions meet, and half-remembered promises will keep. Stuttering through the warmth of heavy tides. The jagged breath of light begins to break. A shivering ghost of sound that never hides. The restless heart of everything awake. Caught between the stillness and the rush. The velvet blooming through the static haze. A trembling hand inside a holy hush. Lost within the flickering of the maze. The clock is skipping stones across the lake. The surface ripples into jagged lakes. A sudden pause for every heart to ache. Within the sudden void of time and space, the resonance is swelling like a lung. The tension tightens till the thread is thin. 1,000 muffled melodies unsung are fighting for a way to let us in. Back to the glowing embers of the night, where every star to find its place to land. The shivering halo of a fading light, resting in the hollow of a hand. The pulse is slowing to a gentle drift through the velvet thickness of the dream. The final curtain starts to slowly lift across the fractured surface of the stream. Stuttering through the warmth of heavy tide. The jagged breath of light begins to break. A shivering ghost of sound that never hides. The restless heart of everything awake. Caught between the stillness and the rush. The velvet blooming through the static haze. A trembling hand inside a holy hush. Lost within the flickering of the maze. Stuttering through the warmth of heavy tides. The jagged breath of light. it never breaks. The lightning traces out the map across the black and white. We push the shadow to the limit of the morning light. The pulse is hammering the rhythm of a heavy drum. The reckoning is near at hand and now the giants come. The friction fires up the engine of a desperate race to find the summit of the world and look it in the face. The earth is trembling beneath the pressure of the stride. There is no shelter in the open and no place to hide. The tension tightens like a wire on a loaded bow. The only way to reach the heaven is to strike from low. The peak is piercing through the silver cloud of ancient dust. We build a tower out of hunger and a holy rust. Away above the mountain, settle in a hollow bunker. We are carving out a kingdom from the jagged stone. This spark is trying on the flint until the valley shakes. The spirit bends but never shatters and it never breaks. The peak is piercing through the silver clouds of ancient dust. We built a tower out of hunger and a holy rust. The weight of all the mountains settles in the hollow bone, where we are carving out a kingdom from the jagged stone. This spark is sparking on the flints until the valley shakes. The spirit bends but never shatters and it never breaks. The morning light seems heavy on the lawn. A suggestion of a silver dawn. She moves like smoke across the garden gate. A quiet presence in a liquid state. Her skin is spun from threads of winter light. A soft defiance of the coming night. The willow bends to touch her passing hand. A fragile crown for such a restless skin. Secrets in a hollow tree, below the roots where shadows used to be. No way of clay can hold your spirit down. She wears the mist like a Victorian gown. The grass forgets the pressure of her feet, where bitter winds and velvet silence meet. She speaks in ripples on the frozen pond, tethered tight to something far beyond. She is the vapor in the hollow bone, a restless marble on a shifting throne. Not quite a ghost, but never truly here. The sense of lavender and ancient fear. He floats above the heavy hands of time, a wordless melody without a rhyme. The essence of a flame that cannot burn, the lesson that the world will never learn. She is a vapor in a hollow bone, a restless marble on a shifting throne. Not quite a ghost, but never truly here. The sense of lavender and ancient fear. Keys notes above the heavy hands of time, a wordless melody without a rhyme. The essence of a flame that cannot burn, lesson that the world will never learn. The mountain's about to let her wander through, a shade of violet and a tint of blue. She has no map and she requires no guide, with nothing left to seek and not to hide. The heavy iron gates are swung ajar, beneath the glimmer of a dying star. She dissolves within the cooling air, leaving nothing but a vacant chair. The mirror holds no image of a face. She leaves no fracture in the empty space. The sudden chill that lingers in the hall, the sound of ivy climbing up a wall. She hears the pulse within the granite stone, a quiet queen who moves so fast unknown. The daylight fades into a great tracing shapes you left behind in the hollows of a restless mind. The golden dust begins to settle, soft as a bruise upon a pedal, folding light into the seams of all these unremembered dreams. I hear the breath beneath the floor, a quiet tapping at the door, a shadow stretch across the grain to catch the fragrance of the rain. Stay within a violet haze, between the pulse of passing days, a low vibration in the bone to tell me I am not alone. The tide is rising in the hall, writing names upon the wall. Beneath the pressure of the glow, there is nowhere left to go. Stay within a violet haze, between the pulse of passing days, a low vibration in the dawn to tell me I am not alone. The tide is rising in the hall, writing names upon the wall. Beneath the pressure of the glow, there is nowhere left to go. Your secrets move like underwater silk, swirled in basins white as milk. A murmur caught inside a jar, a distant signal from a star. The furniture is breathing deep while the city falls to sleep. I am the anchor in the swell, the only story left to tell. I hear the breath beneath the floor, a quiet tapping at the door. The shadows stretch across the grain to catch the fragrance of the rain. Within the violet haze, between the pulse of passing days, a low vibration in the bone to tell me I am not alone. The tide rising in the hall, writing names upon the wall. Beneath the pressure of the glow, there is nowhere left to go. Stay within the violet haze, between the pulse of passing days, a low vibration in the bone to tell me I am not alone. The tide rising in the hall, writing names upon the wall. Beneath the pressure of the glow, there is nowhere left to go.
The needle drops across the silver skin, a static fever burning deep within. The clock is ticking at a frantic pace. I see the lightning on your painted face.
The hammer drops and then the sirens call. We build a kingdom just to watch it fall. A heavy tension in the wired air. I find the answer in a vacant stare.
140 Thunder Pulse begins to wash away the burden of our sins. The metal shadows dance upon the wall. I hear the thunder through the hollow hall.
A jagged edge against the velvet sky. We chase the glimmer as the hours fly. The gears are turning in a golden cage. We turn a leaf upon a dusty page.
Can you feel the friction in the heat? Can you hear the pounding on the street?
The engine was beneath the heavy weight. We push the limit to the edge of fate.
Ignite the spark inside the broken frame. Scream the words without a no name. A million fragments
The gravel crunches under heavy boots. We tear the garden from the ancient roots. A sharp vibration in the hollow bone. We claim the glory of the desert throne. The sky is cracking like a porcelain plate. We bridge the distance in a frantic state. A sudden rush against the bitter cold. The story shatters as the truth is told.
The rhythm breaks and then it starts to heal. The cold precision of the turning wheel.
A sudden flash against the heavy gray. We find a path to find another way.
149, the pulse begins to wash away the burden of our sins. The metal shadows hands upon the wall.
I hear the thunder through the hollow.
A jagged edge against the velvet sky. We chase the glimmer as the hours fly. The gears are turning in the golden caves.
We turn the leaf upon a dusty page.
Ignite the rock inside the broken frame. We scream the words without a known name. A million fragments in a single ray. We drive the darkness of the world away. Across the portal of a distant dream. The iron river flows into a stream. The pressure rises as the lights go by. You leave the hollow of the soul behind. Ignite the spark inside the broken frame. We scream the word without a known name. A million fragments in a single ray. We drive the darkness of the world away.
Iron pulses hammer through the hollow floor. The architect is running like a metal door. Forward to the floor, but the kick is shifting wide. A sonic surge rising like a heavy tide. Steel rain falling in a calibrated storm. Watching every shadow take a jagged form. The foundation trembles in a deep vibration. A blueprint for a digital acceleration. The snap of the wire is getting tight. Split in the dark with a flash of white. The pressure is climbing the spiral stair. Gasoline breath in the carbon air. The gears are locking in a fever chase. Higher and higher through the vacant space. Breaking the limit at the peak of a climb. Crossover energy frozen in time. The grand design is a thunderous strike. Jagged and sharp like a silver spike. Engineered power in a resonant sweep. Waking the ghost from a 1,000-year sleep. The gravity drops as the hammer descends. When the horizon begins and the circuit ends. Liquid acid burning through the silicone vein. A rhythmic fever driving the collective brain. Twisting the knobs until the frequency screams. Tearing the fabric of the synthetic dreams. The low end anchors every ghost in the room. A subsonic furnace in the heart of the gloom. Syncopated friction in a frantic display. Chasing the ghosts of the light away. Snap of the wires getting tight. Splitting the dark with a flash of wire. The pressure is climbing the spiral stair. Gasoline breath in the carbon air. The wheels are locking in the fever chase. Higher and higher through the vacant space. Breaking the limit at the peak of the climb. Crossover energy frozen in time. The grand design is a thunderous night. Jagged and sharp like a silver spire. Engineered power in a resonant sweep. Waking the ghost from a 1,000-year sleep. The gravity drops as the hammer descends. Where the horizon begins and the circuit ends. Breaking the limit at the peak of the climb. Crossover energy frozen in time. Grand design
The earth starts to shudder beneath the heavy tread of the Lord. A persistent pulse that refuses to acknowledge the silence. Gravity is pulling the oxygen from the hollows of your chest. The weight of the foundation is a mountain we must climb. Stones are grinding in the dark basement of the world. Every vibration is a hammer striking a hidden iron rail. We are walking on the skin of a drum stretched over the abyss. The crime is deep and the air is getting thin around the edges. The pressure builds until the seams of the atmosphere begin to crack. Oh no, roar is brewing in the belly of the canyon floor. It is the sound of an ancient giant waking from a frozen sleep. The basement is shaking, the windows out of the wooden frames. We are tethered to a force that does not have a human name. It is a slow rising tide made of lead and jagged obsidian. Now the peak arrives with a crash like a falling cathedral. A sudden spike of lightning through the heavy velvet of the dark. The tension snaps and the sky becomes a jagged silver blade. We are hanging by a thread over the roaring mouth of the deep. The height is a rising plume of sound that cuts the breath away. The summit is a scream carved out of a block of solid stone until the heavy belly of the earth swallows the light again. There is no mercy in the architecture of this rising wall. It builds its own gallows out of frequency and dust. The foundation is a tomb and a cradle at the same time. We are trapped in the gap between the floor and the lightning, waiting for the next sharp strike to split the heavy air. Tension is a wire tie around the throat of a knife, pushing us upward toward the edge of the breaking point. The soul is shifting and the anchors are starting to drift. Deep grown ripples through the concrete marrow of the city. We are building a monument on top of a restless earthquake. Every brick is a heartbeat thumping against the wood quake. The ground is hungry for the structures we have raised so high. It wants to pull the steeples down into the mud and the grit, but we keep piling the weight on the back of the beast. The air is tightened like a knot around a cold iron fist. Our silence is a predator waiting for the first sharp crack. The foundation is a heavy sea that will not let us go. We are ascending the ladder made of thunder and grace. Oh, now the peak arrives with a clash like a falling cathedral. A sudden spike of lightning through the heavy velvet of the dark. The tension snaps and the sky becomes a jagged silver blade. We are hanging by a thread over the roaring mouth of the G. A height is a violent bloom of sound that cuts the breath away. The summit is a scream carved out of a rock of solid stone until the heavy belly of the earth swallows the light again.
The silver wire vibrates across the hollow wood, striking sparks against the quiet of the morning. 1,000 tiny needles stitch a light into the fabric. The air begins to ripple where the cold stone stood, unfolding colors that the gray was always guarding. A garden made of glass begins to bloom in panic. And then the thunder cracks the marble sky. A heavy weight descending on the fragile spine. The mountains shatter into pieces made of gold. Gravity demands a reason Dust is dancing in the wreckage of a sound. The silence was a mountain we were forced to climb until the glory pulled our feet back to the ground. Prisms hanging in the rafters of the mind, reflecting every pulse that travels through the marrow. The sharpness of the winter in a single crystal. No, 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 leaving all the shadows and the ghosts behind. The path ahead is wide, although the gate is narrow. Written in the water where the ancient spirits flow. The tension pulls the wire until it screams. The gathered orb of clouds begins to swell. The surface of the ocean starts to break. The ending of the long and quiet dreams. The tolling of the heavy iron bell. The giant in the earth begins to wake. And then the thunder cracks a marble sky. A heavy weight descending on a fragile spine. The mountains shatter into pieces made of gold. Gravity demands a reason why. The velvet curtain tears along the jagged lines to let the stories of the giant spirit told. The voltage flickers in the copper veins. Static tension snapping through the heavy rays. Electric pulses surge against the wall, waiting for the hammer of the beat to fall.
The oscillator grinds against the floor. A million watts are screaming out for more. Steel plates vibrating in the hollow chest. Metal lungs that never take a second rest.
Sawtooth edges tear the dark apart. A binary explosion in a frozen heart. The pressure rises till the gauges break. Feeling every tremor that the sound will first make. Let the frequency ignite the wire, higher than the crown of the sun, until the friction sets the night on fire. Before the morning light has begun. The circuitry is bleeding into blue.